city officials and county officials are preparing for the flooding that's expected Friday and this weekend, and they are announcing some of their preps and some of what people that live in that area can do to kind of get ahead of this storm system that's moving in over the next few days. They just started this media briefing, so let's go ahead and listen in.
I said that can be retrieved in multiple languages, and we have the ability to reach out to almost every member of our community during an emergency. That's why we are here to encourage everyone to sign up for alertscc.com, alertscc.com. All of your sign-up information is confidential and secure and can be deleted at any time. And it's used only by authorized by the county or city personnel. It's never shared with anybody in the private sector. And let me just add one other thing. It's super, super easy to sign up. It takes less than 3 minutes. And so I think it's really important that we today, especially while we're in a crisis, to remind people to access this incredibly valuable service. It's now my great privilege to introduce the President of the Board of Supervisors, Supervisor Ellenberg.
Thank you, Supervisor Chavez, for spotlighting the importance of Alert SCC. Before I speak a bit more about the app, I want to thank the county team and the Office of Emergency Management for their tremendous work, once again, staffing around the clock to keep people informed and to keep them safe. Like a vaccine, this is a tool that works best when more people have access to it. Thank you to all of the towns and cities and individuals who are already utilizing Alert SCC. To the thousands of county residents who have already added the app to their smartphones, thank you. To the many more who haven't signed up yet, allow me to offer some words of persuasion. Knowledge can save lives. Information can help you avert personal disaster. Connectivity allows you to protect your loved ones. I want to call particularly on the public agencies across our 15 cities and towns and share a simple message. Your partnership matters. Helping us reach every person can make all of the difference in the next storm, earthquake, fire, or public health crisis. Our greatest challenges are best addressed when we share tools, pool resources, and work together. I am asking you to broadcast to every channel available to you that all individuals and families should download Alert SCC and use it to access the widest dissemination of up-to-the-minute information regarding flooding, power outages, mudslides, road closures, and other emergencies. Floodwaters do not recognize "you are now leaving" or "welcome to" signage between cities. Smoke from wildfires doesn't linger in one zip code and ignore another. And a tree that has crashed into a power line in one neighborhood can cut electricity in another. In recent years, we've learned how tragic it is for humanity and for democracy when residents do not have information to accurate and timely information. This is a moment to step forward together, weather this storm, and surmount every challenge yet to come. To all of our county residents and to all public agencies across the county, let's get connected. We can do so much when we do it together. Thank you.
Thank you, President Ellenberg. I now have the opportunity to introduce the Chief Operating Officer for the County of Santa Clara, Greta Hansen.
Good afternoon, and thank you all for being here to help us amplify the important message we're talking about today. We wanted to take advantage of a break in the storm to talk about preparedness. We are here to encourage all Santa Clara County residents to sign up for Alert SCC, which allows community members to receive timely text messages, calls, emergency alerts, or other information impacting their area, whether it's related to severe weather conditions, fire, or any disaster. We are pleased to share that we have over 1 million individuals already signed up for Alert SCC, but we want to increase that even further. The goal is to ensure that all residents have access to these critical notifications that come through Alert SEC. So why is it so important that you sign up? Recent winter storms, and really the last 3 years, have reminded us how important it is to be prepared for what we know are unpredictable conditions in the future. Emergencies are unpredictable, but the one thing we know for sure is that they will occur, they are occurring, and they're going to continue occurring. And in an emergency, timely, accurate information is absolutely critical. During the recent winter storms, the county and our jurisdictional partners sent out more than 166,000 text messages and 462 calls through Alert SEC to notify community members about evacuation warnings, flooding, key road closures, and other critical storm conditions in our area. It's simple and easy to sign up. Just visit alertscc.org and click on the sign up button. You fill in your information, decide how you want to receive information and alerts, whether by text messages, email, or landline, and then you can opt out at any time. We are expecting more extreme weather in the days and weeks to come, so please take precautions. Make an emergency plan with your family, build an emergency supply kit, keep flashlights in your car and home, but also, and importantly, sign up for Alert SEC. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Greta. Those were all really helpful reminders. I now have the pleasure of introducing the CEO of Valley Water, Rick Callender, who's been an incredible leader and partner for the County of Santa Clara and all of our residents.
All right. Thank you, Supervisor Chavez, and thank you, President Eisenberg, for having Valley Water here. You've heard how important the Alert SEC tool is, and with more rain on the horizon, we haven't seen storms like this in a long time. It's unprecedented. So when you have the opportunity to have the right tool to ensure that you're providing protections for your family and ensuring that you are truly flood ready, there's nothing more I can really do than encourage you to sign up for Alert SEC. Valley Water, we've done our best to try to be ready. We have our crews out right now trying to make sure that we're removing blockages, that we're removing sediment. What we're trying to do is make sure that we have sandbag locations so that you can be ready. Do not wait until the flood is coming to your home in order to be ready. We have 52,000 people that are in hazardous situations in the floodplain. I would really encourage you to get in front of this, to make sure that you have the right tools to protect yourselves. You've seen that the national floods in this area has made news. You've seen the situations in Gilroy, which has made news. The one thing that you can do for yourself, for your family, for your friends, for your community, is to be on tools, to have a tool like Alert SEC to make sure that you're prepared. I will promise you that we will do everything in our power to be prepared. Just last Tuesday, our board of directors furthered the emergency status that we had, and so we're declaring emergency so that we can get out, we can do everything that we can during the storms to ensure that we can move all blockages. I promise you Valley Water will be ready, and I hope that you'll be ready too. So please sign up for Alert SEC.
I want to wrap up with just one point. It is so easy to sign up. Alert SEC, you can do it on your phone, you can do it from your computer, and we'll just encourage you to do it. And remember that for those of you who prefer a landline, we can alert you on the landline. You can be alerted via email or text. It's a very, very easy tool, and it is in Spanish, English, and Vietnamese. So with that, we'll see if there are any questions for any of us.
I'm wondering, the purpose of the press conference, do you feel like there are too many people in harm's way? And if that includes the homeless, how are they being alerted?
Well, that's an excellent question, and if anybody else wants to jump in, let me just add one point. I think often when we're not in the middle of a crisis, you don't think about what you need to do to prepare. So when it's a beautiful day, you're not thinking, wow, I should make sure my flashlight has batteries, or I wonder if I'm signed up for Alert SEC. And so we're really acknowledging that we're in the middle of a crisis, and there's an opportunity for us to get the word out to remind people that there's a way to further enhance your ability to keep yourself and your family safe. And that's really what the point is today. As it relates to folks who are homeless, if they have smartphones, we'll be encouraging them as well to make sure that they sign up for SEC Alert. And really, you don't even need a smartphone, because we can call you if you prefer a phone call. I don't know if anybody wants to add anything.
Happy to add. I'll just say briefly, in addition, for those folks who may not be able to use Alert SCC as a tool, and for our homeless residents, we and our city partners throughout the county are out alongside our community-based organizations doing in-person outreach to really identify folks who are in harm's way, living, for example, in our creekways, to make sure they're aware of the hazards, they know where the resources are, where they can go to seek shelter. Either in a shelter or even move to higher ground if they're not comfortable going to a shelter. So absolutely, we're SCC, Alert SCC is only one tool that we're using, and we're using other tools as well to reach those community members who may not be able to get the alerts through Alert SCC.
Anybody else have questions? If not, folks will stay.
I've got a question for Rick. What's Valley? You kind of touched on it, but what's Valley Water doing to utilize the clean weather today and prepare for the upcoming storms this weekend?
Well, what we're doing today is I can tell you we have many crews that are out right now. We're making sure our sandbag stations are filled. Our crews are removing blockages. We're removing sediment. We're doing everything that we can to make sure that the water will pass. We also have several of our reservoirs that you've seen that our reservoirs have filled up quickly. Anderson definitely has the outlet open because it's seismically unstable, but even then, we're seeing Anderson at about a 20% of capacity. We're releasing water from Lexington, from Alberton, from Calero, but we're trying to do everything that we can to make sure that we are prepared for the storm, that we can do everything we can to prevent flooding in the creekways and to make sure that the community is safe. And again, I encourage all the residents, if you think you may be at risk, please make your way to a sandbag site and make sure that you have the opportunity to pick up sandbags. Our sandbag stations are filled.
Anybody else?
The same question for the county leaders as well. If you could tell us about what the county is doing too. What else are you doing right now to prepare for this?
Yeah, I'm going to actually ask Greta to talk just a little bit about the role of the county during an emergency like this, as she is one of our emergency operation leaders.
Sure. So just by way of background on the Valley Water is the primary agency responsible for water control, flood control for our region. The county's role in a disaster like this is really to support regional coordination to make sure all cities, partners like Valley Water, the National Weather Service, PG&E are all sharing information with one another effectively, reaching out to get mutual aid resources if one community in the region doesn't have what they need from the standpoint of shelter, of needing access to, for example, emergency flares, additional support. Alert SCC is also one really critical role that we play in supporting infrastructure through which all of our jurisdictional partners can get out targeted messages to members of their community who may be impacted by a particular hazard. For example, when we had concerns about the Uvas Reservoir, we were able to send out a targeted alert to folks living really close to that specific hazard in order to make sure that we weren't blasting folks across the county with a specific message about that particular hazard, but really getting targeted messages to the folks who needed to get it right then.
And one of the things I did want to add, and first I want to apologize to President Ellenberg and calling her President Eisenberg. I do have a new member on my board of directors, Eisenberg, so I've got the new director on the brain. However, what I did want to do is talk about the seamless coordination that we have between the county, Valley Water, and many of the other cities with Valley Water. And I do want to thank the county for the leadership that they've really provided to ensuring that we're tied to the hip together to make sure that we know what's going on, that we're communicating, that we're dealing with the emergencies, and we're working very closely and coordinated together to ensure that no one is without information on what's going on, and we all know what we need to do and how we need to cooperate to ensure for the protections of the county.
Anybody else?
I was just wondering if there any Spanish speaker
We will find someone for you. Thank you. Thank you for the question.
Good afternoon once again. Karina Nova here in the ABC7 newsroom, and you've been watching a media briefing from Santa Clara County officials. They're just updating everyone on what they can expect for this weekend as flooding concerns continue here in the Bay Area. Flooding, power outages, road closures, mudslides, those are all possibilities as we deal with another round of rain that's coming in. We're getting a break today, but as you just heard, they urge everyone in Santa Clara County to sign up for Alert SEC to get any information that comes in as we deal with issues like I mentioned, flooding, road closures, mudslides, anything like that. We will have much more on this for you later on in our newscast, ABC 7 News at 3, 4, 5, and 6 this evening. You could tune in then. But again, for right now, getting a bit of a break in the weather, but starting tomorrow and then into Saturday, we're going to see some of that extreme weather hitting us once again here in the Bay Area. Our meteorologists, they're all over it. They've been updating us hour by hour. So if you can tune in tonight, you'll get a better idea of what we can expect tomorrow and then into this weekend. We appreciate you watching our live stream. For right now, we're going to take you back to regular programming.